Hard voice, please. Because I got my computer stolen, so to be able to sit down and do and yeah, to be able to sit down for a minute and do. This one has no episodes of any kind. I mean, it has like 10 minutes of stuff, but
When was your computer stolen?
second night I moved into an apartment on Auburn. I think I left it unlocked.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did leave it unlocked. I was here with my girlfriend, and my friend wanted to see us downtown. He kept asking for like weeks to come visit, so we said, all right. We both drove to my house. I dropped off my car, jumped in her car, went downtown. Came back 90 minutes later, pull up, it's right in front of my house, and my car is basically sitting right next to us on the other side of the street.
Oh, it was in your car?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I didn't take time to run upstairs, whatever.
Yeah. Busted window?
No. The window was open this much.
Okay.
So, but if it was locked, the alarm would have been set, and I don't think he could have just opened the doors unless he was a real, expert thief.
Oh.
And there's some of them. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that I didn't lock it. The window caught his attention. The fact that there were my parents' kind of crappy bikes were in back.
Yeah.
So we saw the profile through the window, walked up to the car. He was in the car when we pulled up,
Oh, shit.
but I didn't know that. She didn't know that either. I was looking towards my house, not across the street, because the angle, because she was to my left.
Yeah.
So he was over here. She saw him, but only saw the front of my car, so she didn't really recognize it was my car. And she's not suspicious,
Well,
guy
it's
in
not
a
something
car.
you think of every
You think
day.
he could be another guy in a green suit? They're all over the place. So he gets up. I don't see him get out. I just see him walking from my field of view, and I see him walk around this car and towards Richmond.
Yeah.
Get out of the car a minute. I just look. He's kind of like a sloppy, carrying these two bags, but they weren't my bags.
Yeah.
They were my bags and other bags. Maybe tools. Maybe he had tools.
He's probably making some rounds.
A minute later, I go to the car and I open the passenger side door, and I don't recognize for 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, what's going on, and my computer bag is in there, so I start looking for, where is it? I think I went around to the back of the car and checked. If I would have realized right away, maybe I could have run up and seen him getting into a car down the street. He left this on the passenger seat. There was all kinds of crap, but I know this isn't mine. And he left a bingo sticker, the liquid tubes with the blotter on the end.
Blotter.
He left that to him, and I fingerprinted the shit out of everything, with my own fingerprints. So that's not going to be a way.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, is it a diversionary tactic? He leaves a bingo thing because he never plays bingo, and I'll go search bingo halls for this guy.
Right, just dropped it, yeah.
Meanwhile, he'll be in Tahiti, and
Maybe he thought it was an even trade.
He's probably thinking, shit, if these people wouldn't have pulled up, I could have gotten more stuff. He's probably pissed off because he didn't get enough shit. The computer's not a problem because it's password protected, and if he's a hacker...
Yeah, but he just sells it, man. Sell it for the parts.
I don't need the computer. It should be... I think it's covered by insurance. It had a big coffee stain on it. It got really, really hot. For a great machine, it was a piece of shit.
So it's kind of like it was fortuitous in that it gave you an excuse to upgrade.
Yeah.
Get a new computer.
But there's no way I always try to lock my car, and I usually don't leave it. Well, if I go into a store.
Yeah, if you're just running into something.
Yeah.
It
doesn't have a trunk though. It's not secure like that. It's a nice. I like all these. Some of the new ones are pretty sweet. So I saw the guy walk away with my stuff. That's the weirdest part about it. Didn't see his face. Wasn't looking like that. He was kind of like a Kevin Smith, but a little shorter, stocky guy.
Nothing really distinguishing. That's too bad.
But it makes me suspicious of all people of that shape. And it's kind of a wide range of shape inside my mind. So
yeah. I kind of stumbled upon that Saturday. It's just it's the idea that I don't know. It's kind of like biology where if you
making other people do your dirty work for you.
What's that mean? What dirty work? Oh, let me grab my coffee.
Getting your contraband latte.
You got Starbucks.
What?
You got the evil coffee.
This is evil coffee.
I sent Fuke over.
I work for the evil coffee empire.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Well, then it's all right then.
Finally recording an episode. Yeah, let's move on to the other stuff because I don't want to sit and whine all fucking day about being robbed. I have a new computer. My girlfriend bought it for me on credit. I haven't told my dad yet that he needs to fucking pay her back all that money. He knows he has to pay for a computer. He just doesn't know about accessories and Apple Care and LoJack and fucking bag. And
that was awfully nice of your lady for you.
Yeah, it was. She doesn't have a lot of money. She has great credit, though.
I wouldn't have bought you a
She has,
computer.
it's one of the reasons you're not with me. Is this site? Oh, it's here.
Alright,
It's fortuitous for Las
Catch you
Vegas,
later.
right? Like for my giant Saharan
Well, I don't know.
mirror-based power plant system, like where we don't need any oil.
It's related to oil. I mean, it's the idea that peak oil is basically the idea that we've kind of pumped out. I guess if you
More than half. I
guess
mean,
if you were drunk.
oh.
We've maximized pretty much all that we can pump out. Like we've hit the peak. Like we know what's out there, how many trillions of gallons, stuff like that.
Do we know?
There's estimates. There's proven, probable,
Reserves.
probable, and likely, or something like that. Proven's like they know it with 95%. There's like three things. Essentially, it's the idea that you're going to get to a point where, unlike biology, it's like a pond or something like that, where there's a point. I forget the name of the curve, but there's a point where you overfish it. And it sets off like an effect where you can't recover from it. The fishery dies out no matter what you do.
The point of no return.
Yeah, the point of no return. And this kind of talks about that too, like well, our consumption and stuff like that, our projected consumption, are we at the point of no return? And like I said, it can kind of go to the point where some people think it happens 5 years ago. I guess this guy back in the 50s or something projected that U.S. oil would peak in the 70s or 80s. And his numbers are right on. It was actually delayed because of the oil embargo in the 70s.
Right.
If that didn't happen, which caused the conservation efforts, his model would have been right on, like in terms of the year.
Right.
So they kind of extrapolated that idea up to the global.
In the
oil
80s,
supply.
you said?
I think mid-70s or something. In the 50s, he projected U.S. production would peak in the 70s, like 75 or something like that.
Right.
And
Wow.
he was right on. It really didn't happen until like 10 years later or so, but that was just because of the oil embargo, which caused,
Reduced demand for
emission standards and things of that nature, which actually delayed it.
some big changes. Kind of.
Yeah, but it actually did delay it. But taking those factors out of play, his model was done, essentially. So it's kind of extrapolating that to like global oil.
And what about, you say, the hatchery reaching the point of no return? What if we take enough oil out and it can't get the rest or something, or you take it out too fast, or it just diminishes so quickly at some point?
Yeah, it's like global warming in that I don't know, my brain's still in vacation mode, but there's a point.
Are you on vacation or something, or?
No, I mean just had 3 days and it's
Right. Weekend.
all weekend, so I'm kind of in that
Every day
mode,
is the same for me.
So it's kind of the point where things happen a lot faster than you think they would. Like
Right.
it's more dramatic. Like it's like a straw that broke the camel's back, and things just tumble. Like global warming, like we don't know. I mean, they say 100 years out we could have major climate change things, or it could be 20 years from now. I mean,
And things could swing the other way naturally and happen to coincide, and we get lucky as hell. Like it
Yeah.
could be cold for some other reason. I mean,
totally.
I believe that it's happening, of course,
Yeah, that's
and
kind of
and faster and faster and faster.
that's the idea. I mean, and
Are we going to have to go back to coal when the oil runs out? Is that? I mean, they're saying
Well-
there was a story at times about the resurgence of coal. Like, it's so dirty.
well, that's part of it. I mean, the site's very substantial, and I only really viewed the homepage and stuff like that. I want to look into it a little more, but I mean, there's some people, like, there's things on there you can buy, like books, like bunkers and shit, like
Right.
people who are like that, like
Right.
the world's gonna end kind of stuff. But it talks about like, I don't know, it makes you think more about, yeah, we talk about $4 or $4.15 of gas and stuff like that, but we don't factor in that essentially our whole society is predicated upon oil.
Built, I think, manufactured.
Transportation, manufacturing, products, everything. Fertilizer. I mean, fertilizer, I was reading the Wall Street Journal today, the cost of fertilizer from last year to this year is up 60% globally. 60%.
I mean, to me,
And in 1 year, that's not normal, so something else is
Right.
behind that. And those are the kinds of things where it's not a linear progression. That's the
Right.
whole idea. It's not a linear progression up or down. You hit it
Scale
and then
effect,
something shoots.
geometric.
Something's happened. You get to a point, breaking point, and you just shoot off the other end.
Isn't it a disaster that has to happen? I mean, we've never changed until things got really bad, ever in our history,
That's one of the points. The point is, do we recognize it because he kind of says, you know, we recognize it, we start making changes now, and we step, you know, we make gradual changes, we can become accustomed to it.
Right. No,
Small
we as in the
cars.
whole planet.
We is in the whole planet because it's a global. It's, I mean, talk about people in China getting cars.
But what if
India.
what if one continent had such a solar system, solar and wind, that they needed no oil? Oh, manufacturing. You're saying, well, that's
Everything.
even more reason to manufacture, like to go collect.